there's obviously a match that I still can't wrap my head around in terms of how you were used, given what a monster you were at the time, which is WrestleMania 10, and
Right.
the very quick squash by Earthquake in Madison Square Garden. What are your memories of that night and hearing that that was how you were booked creatively on your first WrestleMania?
Let's see. We had worked a European loop prior to coming back or coming to stateside to work Madison Square Garden, and we had a match. Honestly, it had to be anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes with John Big Earthquake.
Yeah.
He was probably honestly, I think he was like 6'7", probably 400 or close to 400 pounds. And we had a really good match worked out. I was really happy with it. And I was like, man, this is really going to work great once we get back to Madison Square Garden. I mean, I was flying around doing all my stuff. He was still going over. I knew he was going to go over. I had no issues with that whatsoever. And I really liked him anyway. Great guy, great guy. But yeah, so we got back to the States, but put it together. And then it was just one of those things. They weren't even going to put it on the card. They weren't even going to put it on the show originally. I think because of the time. But then they said, okay, we've got 2 minutes or whatever. So Harvey, you go out and do this thing with Howard, and then he comes in, boom, 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 and there it was. So yeah, I was disappointed. I think we could have really had a good match for two. Well, at least John was a massive guy, and I'm good size myself. So yeah, it could have been a lot better, but it was just a time issue.
Okay, that makes sense. 'Cause I know there was another. I think it was an 8 man or a 10 man tag that got completely pulled. My understanding, I don't know if this is right. I think it was because the Sean and Razor ladder match went long, and it's hard to kind of given what that match has ultimately done, and
Yeah.
how universally loved it is, and how it basically pretty much created the concept of a ladder match. It's kind of hard to look back on that with hindsight and go, yeah, maybe we should have kept them to time. But my understanding is that that one went quite over time.
I think yeah, it definitely went over time. I think some other guys, not as I didn't say anything. Is what it is. But I know there were other guys that probably not happy with it because I actually think it cut Bryan and Randy's match down some. Also, I don't think Randy was too happy about it.
Now that makes sense actually, because that was quite thinking back, their match was rushed, so that does
Yes.
actually make a lot of sense.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 But
Well,
you get your WrestleMania moment. Hopefully, you get your WrestleMania paycheck. So,
yeah.
you're still on the card.
Exactly. You get that paycheck either way. I don't know if it made that much of a difference, but like I said, it happened and we moved forward, so it was good. Yeah.